It's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Bill Goodwin, and the music of Meredith Wilson and his orchestra. For deep down laughs and listening enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for deep down coffee drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House, with extra flavor in the blend because of choice Latin American coffees skillfully combined. Extra flavor in the cup because Radiant Roast develops the full flavor of every coffee bean. And the result is that today more people buy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world. It's afternoon as we look in at the Burns house, and George and Gracie have just returned from giving a benefit performance at the Home for Down and Out Actors.
Oh, George, you've been awfully quiet ever since we got home.
Well, that visit to the old actors' home kind of worried me. Seeing all those fellows who used to be such successful actors, and there they are, down and out. Could happen to me, you know.
Oh, George, it could never happen to a person with your talent. I may wind up in the old actors' home, but never you.
Oh, don't be silly. You've got the talent in this family, not me.
Oh, that's ridiculous. You're far more talented than I am.
I am not. You're the talented one.
Oh, no, dear. You've got 10 times the talent I have.
Well...
Oh, yeah, you take that back.
Well, talent doesn't matter. An actor's life is never secure. Unless he's got a little business on the side. That's what I had in mind for us.
Say, that's a wonderful idea. Lots of movie stars have businesses now. Bonita Granville has a beauty shop.
That's right.
And Fred McMurray has an apartment house. And Errol Flynn has a law office. And Bing Crosby...
Errol Flynn has a law office?
Well, he must have. I've heard several lawyers say that Errol paid their rent.
I see. Well, what sort of a business could we start, Gracie?
Oh, how about a bank?
A bank?
Oh, they're very nice. Money all over the place. Every day at 3 o'clock, I could run the vacuum around, take the bag, and then go shopping.
Gracie, a bank just doesn't spend the depositor's money. Take our account, for instance. You know how much our balance is, and so does the bank.
Well, we don't exactly agree to the penny. Now, according to my figures, we have $27,000 in our checking account.
And how much does the bank say we've got?
$2.14.
When you straighten it out.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we'll have to draw out some of our savings before we invest in any business.
George, I know just the business for us to go into.
What?
A hat shop. Just think, I could have a new hat free every day.
Free?
Uh-huh.
Gracie, hats don't grow on bushes.
Apparently, you haven't seen the new spring models.
Forget the hat shop.
How about a dress shop?
No, same objection. You know what might be a good thought?
What?
A baby shop.
Oh, wonderful. Babies are always in demand.
Gracie, we sell baby clothes, not babies. In a men's shop, you don't sell men. You sell men's clothes.
Well, they'd be a lot smarter if they sold men. More money in it. Now, if you could buy men for what they're worth and sell them for what they think they're worth...
Forget it. Now, let's concentrate on what business we're going to invest in. Cigar store would be nice. Or a place where you can buy pickles. I like pickles.
Well, hi, Burnses.
Hello, Bill.
Hello, Bill.
Hey, Gracie, where were you this afternoon? I came by.
Oh, I made a trip out to the old actors' home, Bill.
Why, you going to exchange, George?
Look, Jack Kirkwood. Gracie and I went to the old actors' home to play a benefit.
Yes, and it made us stop and think how uncertain the future is.
That's right. Fella can't be in show business forever.
No, but you darn near made it, George.
2 lines and 2 screens.
Oh, Bill, be serious. George and I are trying to decide on a little business to buy. And it'd pay you to get interested in some business, too, and stop chasing girls for a while.
Oh, I suppose you think chasing girls is my only interest.
Isn't it?
Well, no. It's much more interesting after I catch 'em.
Run along, funny man. We're busy.
Okay. I know you and Gracie will make a success of whatever business you go into. All it takes is money and brains.
Well, thanks, Bill.
And maybe you can contribute something, too, George.
Goodbye, comedian.
Goodbye, tycoon.
Goodbye.
Well, we still haven't decided what business we're going into.
How about a hardware store? Or a pickle store where they sell pickles?
Oh, George. There's one of those in every corner. Let's get into something where there's not so much competition.
For example?
Let's open a post office.
A post office? Gracie,
I know what you're going to say. The hours are too long.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's not an overcrowded field. Not many people are running post offices. Even Henry Kaiser hasn't gone into that business yet.
Well, it won't be long.
Well,
Look.
we'll run the other post offices ragged. If they sell a stamp for 3 cents, we'll sell it for 2. And we'll put chocolate glue on the back.
Chocolate glue.
Yeah, oh, that gives me a wonderful idea for a slogan. You can't beat our money orders, but you can lick our stamps. Good?
Somebody will steal that from you. Gracie, I've got a TL for you. The government doesn't like for anyone to make money with the postal department.
Oh, well, this happens to be a free country. You ought to sit down sometime and read the Constitution.
If we fool with the mail, I'll have plenty of time. Now forget it. We'll get ourselves a little store like a drugstore.
Good afternoon, all.
Oh, hello, Meredith.
Oh, hello, all. Say, maybe you can help us help us make a decision, Meredith.
I'd only be too happy to assist in any way I can, George.
Swell. Now, here's what
There's nothing gives me greater pleasure than helping someone.
Good. Now,
You must never hesitate to call on me because I love to help.
Fine. You see, we
No matter
went to...
what time of the day or night it is. Just call me.
I will, Meredith. Now, here's what
I'm
we
like
were...
a doctor of trouble. Think of me as a DT.
I'm beginning to. Now, we'd like
I love to help people.
Meredith, keep quiet until I tell you how you can help.
Oh, okay, George.
Now, we've decided...
That's a beautiful philosophy you have.
Well, thank you, Gracie.
I give up.
You know, it's hard for George to express himself, so I'll tell you what we want your advice about. We think actors' lives are more or less uncertain, so we want to invest in something for future security.
Yeah, we're trying to decide what sort of a business to go into.
Well, if I were you, George, I'd buy a farm.
A farm?
Yes, sir. A farm has lots of advantages, George, especially if you're ever going to have children. I was raised on a farm, and look how I grew up.
Okay, now let's hear some of the advantages.
Well, all right. Take happiness. Every evening, I'd go to the pasture and milk the cow.
And that made you happy?
You bet. There wasn't a happier kid than me anywhere as I trudged back to the house with a song on my lips and my hair full of milk.
Your hair full of milk.
Yes, you see, it was a tall cow, and I used a low stool.
Well, if we buy a farm and have a cow, we'll hire you as the extra hand.
Oh, George, we wouldn't need an extra hand. You have 2 hands, and I have 2 hands, and the cow only has 4 faucets.
Well, you're fired, Meredith. Forget it. So you really think I ought to buy a farm, huh, Meredith?
Well, I sure do, George. I only wish you were back in my home state of Iowa where we really have farms. My uncle has a place just outside of Mesa City. Raises wonderful corn.
I'd like to visit his farm.
You'd enjoy it. My uncle has ears as big as shoe boxes.
Really?
Yep, the funniest looking fellow you ever saw.
Well, that's fine. You know, Gracie, the idea of a farm kind of interests me.
Well, farmers keep pretty early hours, George. You get a couple of hours less sleep every morning than you do now.
Really? What time do farmers get up?
Oh, it's very early, maybe even 9 o'clock.
Holy smoke. What's there to do at that hour?
Oh, wake the chickens up and give them their eggs.
I guess you gotta get up early.
By George, there's a coincidence. You mentioning chickens. In the afternoon paper, there's a chicken ranch advertised for sale that might be just what you're looking for.
Oh, George, I'd love to have a chicken ranch.
Might be pretty expensive. You have to buy the ranch, you have to buy the chickens.
Just buy the ranch. I can get you all the chickens you want for 40 cents.
40 cents.
That's the price of a dozen eggs. The dozen eggs turn into a dozen chickens, and then the
Hold
dozen
it, hold
chickens...
it. Just a minute. Eggs have to be hatched.
Well, you sit around the house all day.
You mean...
Sure, sit on the eggs. Use your brain.
Glad to help.
Oh, I'll answer the door. You get the car out so we can go look at that chicken ranch.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Burns. Here's your mail.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Postman. You're a little late today.
Yes, I know. As I was coming through the park, I couldn't resist a pixie impulse.
Oh, what did you do?
I wanted to feel the grass under my feet, so I took off my shoes and socks and stood there for an hour.
A whole hour?
It takes quite a while for a postman's feet to feel anything.
Oh, I suppose they do get sort of numb.
Yes.
If you're so crazy about nature, you'll have to visit us when we buy our chicken ranch.
A chicken ranch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that brings back memories of my youth. I grew up on a farm.
Oh, really?
Yes. It was working on the farm that made me the clear-eyed, deep-chested, lean-hip picture of superb health that I am today.
Oh, I guess farm life does develop muscle.
Oh, yes. I grew to such muscular manhood that my father wouldn't allow me in the barnyard.
Oh, why not, Mr. Postman?
The sight of my body gave our bull an inferiority complex.
Oh, dear. You must have been happy on the farm.
Oh, yes, I loved the land, the good earth. All day long I labored in it, dug in it, planted in it, plowed in it. And when evening came, I fell flat on my face in it. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Burns. Remember, keep smiling.
High above Cayuga's waters, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra. Say, Meredith, I wish I had $1 for every time that song's been sung when good friends get together.
Well, you'd be rich, Bill. Just about everybody loves that Cornell song. And personally, I'm not only fond of the song for itself, but the way it conjures up for me that wonderful country around Lake Cayuga in northern New York.
Oh, yes.
Fern-deep woodlands, craggy mountainsides, the cascades of rock and granite. To me, it's a very beautiful and dramatic part of our American scene.
I know a lot of people feel that way, too, Meredith. Most of us like to enjoy again and again the things we remember with pleasure. And that's just how Maxwell House coffee has become so much a part of the American scene. More and more people, you see, have discovered its rich, mellow flavor. Until today, Maxwell House is enjoyed by more people than any other brand of coffee in America. And it's no wonder, for premium Latin American coffees are skillfully selected, each for its own contribution to that unmatched Maxwell House blend. There are Manizales for mellowness, Medellins for richness, other choice Latin American coffees for vigor, and Bucaramangas for full body. The result is a truly superb blend of coffee. And that's why, like a popular melody you want to hear again and again, so many millions of coffee lovers ask again and again for Maxwell House. Coffee that's always good to the last drop.
Well, Gracie, here's the chicken ranch.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Let's rush right in and buy it.
I want to look it over first. And another thing. If the owner thinks we're city people, he might try to gyp us. I'll make him believe we're from the country.
And I'll help you. I'll put a haystack in my mouth and say, by cracky side, this here all fired tarnation farm ain't worth...
No. That's out.
But I want to sound like I'm from the country.
I don't want you to say a word.
Oh. All right. Now and then I'll just move.
Never mind. You just stay in the car and leave everything to me. I'll go look the place over and be right back.
So he thinks I can't act like a farm girl, huh? Well, I'll show him. Go right in the house and talk to the owner.
Yes, sir?
Be you the dad-busted fellow that's got this here now all get-out chicken ranch for a gosh darn sale?
I guess so.
Well, I got an all-fired hankering to buy it.
Well, I'm pleased to meet you.
Oh, and a howdy-doody to you, too. It's always a pleasure to meet another hick.
Well, thank you.
And now, don't think you can overcharge me. I was born and raised on a farm, as any yokel can plainly hear.
Well, where at was your farm?
Whereat is the biggest one's at?
Well, I tell you, there's some pretty big ones in Kansas. Was your farm in Kansas?
Not exactly. Kansas was in our farm.
Well, that's quite a patch of ground. It had all modern equipment, I suppose.
Oh, yes. Pa drove the tractor and Ma drove the threshing machine. And we had 5 silos.
5 silos, huh?
Well, we kids had to get around in something.
Well, you sure had a humdinger of a farm, all right. What did you raise mostly? Corn and rye?
Mostly. Of course, we had a few acres of scotch.
Oh, yeah. No place like Kansas for scotch. Of course, you had cows on this farm.
Oh, millions of them. Mm-hmm. Oh, you should see the milk and cream and butter we used to get.
Who took care of them cows?
Well, we split it up. Pa milked them, Ma creamed them, and I buttered them.
That's the doggonest system I ever heard of.
Oh, but enough about my farm. Now tell me about this chicken ranch of yours that I'm going to buy.
Oh, what can I tell a farmer like you? Naturally, you know all about chickens.
Oh, naturally.
Well, they're right out there. Look them over.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. Hey, wait a minute.
Huh?
You can't sell me the chickens in that corner pen.
Why not?
They got flat feet.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, they're ducks.
Well, at least you're frank about it. Those in the second pen look nice.
Oh, yes, those are Plymouth Rocks.
Not very tender, huh?
I can't fool you on poultry, can I?
Oh, you bet you can. Now, how much do you want for the place, just as it is?
Well, I'm asking $8,000.
I'm giving $7,000.
Well, there is a mortgage on the house.
When was it put on?
About 3 years ago.
I'll give you $500 for it.
You'll give me $500 for the mortgage?
Not a cent more. That's plenty for a second-hand mortgage.
But...
I'll give you $7,500 for the chicken ranch. Take it or leave it.
Well, this property does have a dry well.
I'll give you $500 for that.
You're buying that, too?
I'm not going to let you take it away with you.
Well, it's a pleasure to do business with you, lady.
Oh, thank you. Well, here we are, back to your price of $8,000. I guess it's a deal.
Oh, wait a minute. As long as you're buying all the extras, there's one more I forgot.
Oh, what is it?
I got a whole barn full of termites.
How many?
About 1,000.
50 cents apiece.
Well, they're getting 60 in the city.
Oh, now look, I'm being very generous. If I want to go around to the wholesale places, I could probably get all the termites I want for $45.
You drive a hard bargain, but okay.
Well, I bought the mortgage, the dry well, and the termites. I guess I have everything.
Lock, stock, and barrel.
Oh, all right. $500 for the lock and stock. You'll have to throw in the barrel.
What a licking I'm taking. Well, let's see. That brings the price to $9,000.
Sold. I mean bought.
Yeah, just sign right here, ma'am.
All right. There you are.
Well, Gracie, I looked the place over and, oh, hello.
Howdy.
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 Pretty late for this kid to be out, isn't it? Gracie, I looked the place over and it's in terrible shape. The fences are down, the barn is sagging, the chicken pens are falling apart. It's horrible.
George Burns, that's no way to talk about our chicken ranch.
Our chicken ranch?
I just bought it. The man wanted $8,000 for it, but I got him down to $9,000.
Down to $9,000?
That's with the extras.
$9,000 for this place? Why, it has a dry well. The barn is full of termites.
I know.
And behind the barn is a tremendous washout.
Got that for nothing.
$9,000 for this broken-down chicken ranch. Just money thrown away.
Oh, now, George, calm down. With the improvements I have in mind, we'll be making a profit in no time.
What improvements?
Well, first, I'm going to get rid of the chickens who don't contribute anything. Now, I've been watching. And there's one who hasn't laid a single egg.
Which one?
That great big tall chicken with the long tail feathers.
Gracie, that's the rooster.
Yeah, I don't care what its name is. Let it work or get out.
You don't understand. The rooster is a male. A man.
Yeah. Oh, how silly I am. And I expected him to work.
I knew you'd catch on.
Of course, the most important thing is to get lots of eggs, so I speeded up production.
You did, huh?
Yes. You see, if a hen is too comfortable, she just sits around and takes her time.
How did you solve that?
I put ice cubes in the nest.
We'll have the only hens in town that lay cold storage eggs.
Sure. And I figured out a way to get more money for our chickens, too.
How?
Well, it's simple. We just keep the chickens in the shade all day.
That way we get more money for them?
No sunburn. White meat all over. Clever, huh?
Brilliant.
Yeah. You were wondering if we'd ever get your money out of this place.
I've stopped wondering.
Hey, kids.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Hello, George. Listen, I drove out as fast as I could. Meredith told me you have thousands of chicks out here. Where are they? Let's see them.
Oh, there they are, Bill. See?
Ah, with feathers on them.
Yes, not one with bobby socks on the whole roost.
Oh, Bill, we've just got to get some business. I put a sign out front, but no customers have stopped yet.
Well, looks to me like you need advertising.
Say, you're right. And our Thursday night radio program is just the place to advertise.
Huh?
Well, from now on, our program will feature George Burns' eggs.
Gracie, it always has.
Well, look, Gracie, our radio program advertises only Maxwell House coffee, and that's the way it's going to be.
Oh, but, George, everyone knows how good Maxwell House coffee is. We don't have to tell them that. Everyone knows that Maxwell House is appetizing, rich, full-bodied, and mellow.
That's right, Gracie. Coffee at its full-flavored best. good to the last drop.
Oh, you see, even Bill knows it.
Yeah, maybe he listens to the program. Now, look, Gracie, we're on the air for a swell product. Why, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world. And you want to talk about this broken-down chicken ranch instead?
Oh, well, I didn't mean we'd stop talking about Maxwell House altogether, just for 2 or 3 years.
Just long enough to get well established in the old actor's home. Is that what you mean? Well, answer me.
I
Yes?
don't know.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of
Now,
that.
forget it. There'll be no chicken ranch advertising on our program.
Bill, isn't there some way we could combine the Maxwell House advertising with my egg advertising?
Well, let's see, Gracie. Do your hens lay good eggs the first time they try?
Oh, sure.
Well, then we'll say, good from the first drop.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
Forget
just
it.
what I...
Both of you.
Look, a customer. Oh, you see, George, and you were worried. If he buys $9,000 worth of eggs, we're even.
Try to sell him $10,000 worth. I want to make a profit.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, sir. Can I wait on you, sir?
Well, I saw you sign fresh eggs for sale. How much are they?
Well, now it depends on the condition they're in. Perfect eggs are 60 cents a dozen, slightly cracked 50 cents, cracked a little more 40 cents.
Well, haven't you got anything cheaper?
Yeah, but you'll need a mop.
Well, just give me a dozen eggs and see that they're fresh.
All right. Anything else, sir?
Well, I might take a chicken home with me if you have a nice young tender one.
Oh, we've got just what you want.
Got to pull it?
No, it can ride in the car with you.
Yes.
Yeah. You wait right here. I'll go get your eggs and chicken. Well, George, our first day's business is over, and I've got all the figures right here.
How'd we do?
Only sensational. Now listen to this. Paid out, fence repairs, $57. Chicken wire, $13.50. Feed, $112. Total paid out, $182.50.
I see.
Now, taken in. 1 chicken, $1.50. 1 dozen eggs, 50 cents. That's $2.
Yes.
Now we subtract the $2 from $182.50, and that leaves us $180.50.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And we can do that 7 days a week.
Gracie, your arithmetic is fine, but we didn't make 180. We lost it.
Oh.
And if we do that 7 days a week, we will lose over $1,200.
Oh. I've got an idea.
What?
We'll close Sunday.
And lose all that.
Join us again next week when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, and yours truly, Bill Goodwin.
Until next Thursday, then, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's #1 brand of coffee, always good to the last drop.
Good night, everybody.
Stay tuned to this station because Bird's Eye Open House, starring Dinah Shore, is coming on in just a second. Dinah's special guest tonight is Eddie Cantor.
Oh, goody, goody Jello pudding tonight. It tastes like Grandma's, only more so.
You ain't kidding, that's right.
And just as Jello's 6 delicious locked-in flavors can't be beaten, so the proof of Jello pudding's in the eating.
The Jello twins are hard to find, but keep on looking in your store. When sugar shortages are over, there'll be more.
Just a taste of Jello pudding or of Jello, and you know it's the one and only Jello.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.